G'day folks, it's Rob here. In today's clip we're going to be looking at this little janky quarantine system that I hooked up just to look after some fish, make sure they're all okay before adding into our own system. There's been another clip on that you can check out up there or somewhere along the top there. Basically some bullying in the system, decided to get some more fish to try and even the numbers out a bit, and it looks to have worked to a degree. This system here though is pretty much all just a standalone mini aquaculture system. So some may ask, why would you want a quarantine system? Well, for folks who've got a tank full of fish already, it's a pretty big risk to just grab some fish that you don't know the health of and just add them in there, because if they've got some sort of a disease or some sort of a fungal infection, they can quite easily pass it on to the fish in your system. So that's the main reason why you would want to do it. Now, the gentleman who gave me the 7 jade perch that I had in here, thank you very much, Doug. I really do appreciate it. Just have to say that yet again. I was fairly confident there were no diseases on his fish and they looked fine. There was no fungal issues. He'd had them for a while, growing well. So I wasn't overly concerned, but I thought, you know, best practice, stick them in basically a little mini aquaculture system all by themselves, and then once I was sure they were fine, add them into the system. Well, that was the plan. I'll just walk through how it was built, and then I'll just run through how I actually ran the system itself. We have a roughly 500 litre tank. I think it's 500 to 600 litre tank. Over the top there, I've got a bit of a leftover cage section from an IBC grow bed for an aquaponics system. I've covered that with 2 layers of 90% shade cloth, just to keep as much light out of there as I could, trying not to stress the fish. I have a pump down in there. It's a little, I think that one there is a 2,500 litre an hour jobby, and it's pumping up here into a crude filter. And when I say crude, I mean crude. It's basically water going down through an exit port onto a disc that spreads the water out onto some filter matting. From there, it trickles down through a series of holes in the base. Down in here, now I've got the phone to focus, is a load of biomedia that came out of a trickle style biofilter we had in the base of that sump tank over there in our main system. And it was providing the biofiltration, converting the ammonia all the way through to nitrate so the fish wouldn't be poisoned. You can see it's actually boiling very fast, or it looks like it's boiling very fast. It's actually the air coming in through that line there. That is far too fast for a moving bed bioreactor. Now when the fish were in there, it was just moving at a bit of a slow boil, but I've just put this all back together to give you a bit of a working demonstration on how it's working. So yeah, the water trickles down through the top. Then I have a grated section of pipe down the bottom that then takes the water out up this section of pipe here. The reason it's coming upwards is because this will be the top of the water level in the filter itself, as you saw, and then it goes down and splashes into the water in the tank below, as you can see, providing a lot of air into the water. Just wanted to quickly explain why I went with this little U system here to set the height of the water in the tank here. What I could have done is have the water trickle down through that blue barrel and then had a T-fitting here, exactly the same as I set up the biofilter for the main system. Had a T-fitting with the little grate attachment down the bottom on the base and have it running out down into the fish tank below. Unfortunately, I ran out of T-pieces. That is the main reason. I would have had a T-piece there, the water would have come up and then out through an elbow and then down into the fish tank. The open T at the top, like a solids lifting outlet in a fish tank or in the other biofilter, would have prevented a siphon from happening and the majority of the water draining out down into the fish tank. I have loads of these 90-degree elbows on hand, so that's basically I went with this design. If you are looking at doing something like this, a little mini biofilter, yeah, don't necessarily copy this. It was just using the bits and pieces I had on hand at the time. Now, I also decided to run in some air stones as well, because you never know when a pump is going to die on you. So I had just a little jobby over here, just providing some little extra agitation to the surface to get some more dissolved oxygen in there. Now, as for the water that I used a combination of some water that I dechlorinated over here and also some water from the existing aquaponics system, just pumped it straight in here. And one of the reasons I use a bit of a mixture is we end up with ammonia. It's just part of the dechlorination process. Ammonia in the water from the municipal council. So that added a little bit in here to help feed the bacteria in the biofilter. Plus there would have been, you know, a small trace amount coming through from the water in our aquaponics system. So that was all hunky-dory. We popped over to Doug's place. Thanks again, mate. We picked up the fish and brought them back here. I don't think I got too much footage of that. I'm very sorry, if any at all. I was just being really crook over the last couple of weeks. But the fish did go in here after about, I think it was probably about an hour and a half of acclimatization, and that was basically grabbing water from this system here, popping it into there just to bring the pH up a little bit. The pH was a little bit higher in here, and once the pH was balanced out, yeah, we just popped the fish in there, and they pretty much all, yeah, stayed in there for 4 days. Now, I didn't feed them while they were in there. I figured I didn't want to overload the biofilter at all. And I did notice that there was a little bit of elevated ammonia and nitrite in the system. So what I ended up doing was dumping about 50% of this water every day and replacing it with the water from our aquaponics system here. Not worried about any diseases from here going into there. So that basically flushed out the ammonia, draw the levels down again in the water, and the biofilter could pick that back up for a little while. I'm not too sure what went on, whether those 7 fish at their size were just producing a little bit too much ammonia, but the biofilter wasn't processing it all every day. So one lesson I learned was it does pay for you to have a large amount of top-up water if you do need to keep doing a bit of a swap out on a day-to-day basis. Now luckily I had this system here I could use. I was topping up from 2 blue barrels here. I had another one set up here, and I was dechlorinating the water. And unfortunately, as I said before, there's ammonia in this water, so it could not go directly into that system over there. I had to have the ammonia removed. And the easiest way I could think to get ammonia out of water would be to put it through one giant biofilter, which I happen to have sitting right here. So that's pretty much why I was using the water from this system to top up this system here. Just a couple of quick notes though. If you ever do need to dechlorinate water in a hurry, you can use ascorbic acid, which is something you can buy at most health food shops and some pharmacies or chemists. What I was doing was I was adding 8 grams per 200 litres of water, and I can tell you within seconds the chlorine smell just dissipated straight away. One thing it does do though, being an acid, is it does drop your pH down a little bit. So be aware of that if you have a fairly low pH already. Ours is very high, it comes out of the tap at 7.1, and then after you've got some air in there for a while, the pH actually rises to 7.7. So the ascorbic acid brought it down a little bit, and yeah, luckily enough I could run it through this system here, which balanced the pH out further. So yeah. That's basically how I was running the system. Top-ups from water from the aquaponics system, and then topping that up with some extra dechlorinated water from some standalone drums. Now when it comes to quarantining your fish, it's a good idea to do it for at least a week. I was fairly confident that there was nothing wrong with Doug's system or his fish, so I actually cut ours short to 4 days. The main reason being is, as you can see, it's got a bit of an open top here. Just walking past here backwards and forwards, and every now and then I'd hear a knock on the tank. So these poor buggers were just stressing out a lot. One of the main reasons you can tell if they are getting stressed is fish will go very pale in colour. So I decided what I would do is move them over early on day 4. Because the fish were so jumpy and flighty, I didn't really want to get the net in there and start digging around for them while they were bashing into the sides of the tank. So I decided to use some oil of cloves just to settle them down. Now please note, I don't recommend you just go and do this. This is something I've read about. I've spoken to Paul Van about it. He basically gave me the rundown. I've seen him do it on his clips online. So you basically need drops, and we're talking drops, and that's all you need to add a little bit of sedation to the water just to slow these fish down. So what I did was I put 4 or 5 drops into I think it was around about a litre of warm water, swished that around, and then slowly introduced it to the tank, knowing that it wouldn't be enough to put them to sleep fully. which is what some aquacultural people will do with the clove oil. I just added enough just to slow them down, and it did a really good job actually. I was able to put the net in and straight under the fish themselves. On a couple of occasions they swam straight into them, and I was able to net them out. And as you can see, they were very pale indeed, even their black spots. And from there they just went straight into the aquaponics system. And yeah, so far they've been in there for, how long they've been in there? They've been in there for 3 days. I didn't feed them for the first day, and yeah, they look to be adjusting nicely. I pretty much all can't tell them apart from the other fish now, so that means they're not as stressed. They may still be a little bit stressed, different tank and all that, but they're not as stressed, and their colour has come back nicely. So pretty chuffed with the way it's gone actually. So yeah, there's just a little bit of a rundown. I will tell you though that if I was to do this again, I would have this up and running a lot longer beforehand, and I'd actually probably have it plumbed in somehow with the existing system up until the moment the new fish go in there. And rather than just grabbing some biomedia from a static pack filter, I'd probably go to my existing biofilter and grab some of the media out of this, because you know it's boiling nicely and there's loads of bacteria on there, and I'm getting 0 ammonia and 0 nitrite from the reading from the outlet from this biofilter. So yeah, more than happy with the way that's going. And if I could have them all hooked together until the fish go in, I'd run it that way, and then isolate this from the other system and just have this moving bed bioreactor running. Now I will be actually setting this up as a permanent filter system for a quarantine system in case we ever have the need again. So what I'm going to do is just plumb this around a little bit differently, and I will arrange a slightly better fine solids filtration before the water goes into the biofilter. So it won't look as janky as this one here, I can assure you. So I hope you enjoyed that gander at how this little system went together and how I ran it. And as I said, I would do it differently next time. It was quite a bit on the hop this time round. If you would like to see more DIY aquaponic clips, all you need to do is first off hit that subscribe button, pound on the bell icon and all that. And you can also click on a link that'll pop up at the end here that'll take you to a playlist with a load of DIY and helpful clips I've already posted to the channel. I would like to thank you all for coming along and sussing out the clips, you folks who do it regularly. Be great if you could share them around with your family and friends if you think they're helpful. Please don't spam their socials. For you folks who support us on the YouTube membership program, and also our own standalone Farm Your Own Yard supporters page, I would like to thank you very much. Check out our super contributors down in the description. And if you want to learn about more how you can help the channel out, doesn't have to be monetarily, just click on this little box that pops up down there. I'd really appreciate it. But I will pretty much leave it there. I do hope you're all well and happy, and your aquaponics is booming. Keep stumbling over that word today. And I will catch you next clip. Take it easy, folks.